morning. Permission to introduce myself. My name is Elizabeth Dianapadasari, NPM 234122027 Act 23A class. Here I will explain the material about examination of prepaid expenses and prepaid taxes. According to financial accounting standards, prepaid expenses are intended to be costs that have been incurred, which will be used for future activities of the company. The portion of prepaid expenses that will provide benefits over several periods of activity is classified as non-current assets. Audit objectives of prepaid expenses and taxes. 1. To check whether there is sufficient internal control over prepaid expenses and taxes. 2. To check whether expenses that have a use for the following year have been recorded as prepaid expenses. 3. To check whether prepaid expenses that have a use for the current year have been charged/recorded as current year expenses. 4. To check whether prepaid taxes are supported by valid and complete tax deposit/collection evidence so that they can be calculated as tax credits at the end of the period. 5. To check whether the presentation of expenses and prepaid taxes in the financial statements is in accordance with financial accounting standards in Indonesia, SAK/EEAP/IFRS. Suggested audit procedures for fees and prepaid taxes. 1. Audit procedures for compliance test. Review and evaluate internal controls over prepaid expenses and taxes. Draw conclusions regarding internal controls over prepaid expenses and taxes. 2. Substantive audit procedure for prepaid rent. Request a breakdown schedule of prepaid rent as of the statement of financial position, balance sheet date. Check the mathematical accuracy of the calculation. Match the prepaid rent balance as of the statement of financial position, balance sheet date with the prepaid rent general ledger balance. Match the opening balance of prepaid rent with last year's audit working papers. Perform vouching for prepaid rent payment in the current year and check the lease agreement. If already done in compliance test, refer to compliance test working paper. Tie and match the total charged as rent expense to the rent expense ledger.